What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 15 weeks of physique update of the former Miss Olympia champion and the winning Arnold Classic champion, the Persian Wolf, Hadi Choopan. So he posted just this one shot of him doing the front double biceps, but I think that is enough to tell everyone out there that he is coming for nothing less than gold. So I believe every competitor out there fears that Arnold Classic Ohio version of Hadi Choopan, because that was arguably one of the greatest physiques that walked on the bodybuilding stage in the recent times. So Hadi at the Arnold Classic, especially in Olympus, had everything. He had that hard grenade conditioning that he is always known for, the trademark Hadi conditioning. Plus his waist was looking so much smaller, especially in comparison to his previous looks, and so much comparable next to a taller, more aesthetic guy like Samson Dauda, and even to a guy like Rafael Brandao. Plus the fact that he was looking bigger than Samson Dauda in some of the shots, that is just nuts. Because Hadi was fighting Samson, who might be 290 pounds on the stage, maybe a little less than that, but Hadi most probably was 230 at max. But on the stage, it did not seem like that there was 50 plus pounds of size difference between these guys. So what made Hadi really dominant was the fact that he wasn't as good in UK as he was in Ohio. And Samson on the other hand was way better in UK as compared to Ohio. And still Hadi Choopan was able to beat Samson Dauda. And that just says so much about Hadi's dominance. So we are a little less than 15 weeks out of this year's Mr. Olympia. And I don't think there are going to be any predictions where Hadi Choopan isn't fighting for that top spot. Interestingly, this is what Hani Wembot believes. And this is what Derek Linsford, the winning champion, also believes. In his mind, Hadi is his biggest threat. And I think most of the fans out there believe that the top two are most probably going to be the same as we had in the last 2 years. Because these two guys are just on a different level. Unless of course Samson Dauda or Andrew Jack brings something totally unexpected and they shock the whole bodybuilding world. Next up we have a physique update from Brett Wilkin along with his show announcement as well. So from the recent updates that we have seen in the past few weeks, although it was rumored that Brett might be doing Tampa Pro, but from the looks of all of his recent updates it did not seem like that Brett wanted to compete this soon, because Tampa is less than 5 weeks away from now. So Brett has decided to go for a show that is very close to this year's Mr. Olympia. So he will be competing in 13 weeks time, and that means he will be doing Legion Sports, which if I'm not mistaken is the last Olympia qualifier for this year's Mr. Olympia. That show plus the show in France. But the thing is, both these shows are happening on the same weekend. So 13 weeks is plenty of time to get shredded inside out, get to that next level of conditioning that Brett has always been known for. Because Brett is one of those guys who can bring that next level conditioning, and we have seen that in some of his past shows as well. So he is returning to the stage for the first time since 2022. So it is gonna be a real test for him and his potential. So in that one guest posting that Brett did a few weeks ago, he looked very big and very solid. And based on the looks that we are getting from him recently, I think he is gonna be back to his 100%, especially in terms of his overall size. Because he lost a lot of that in that recovery period after he dropped out of the Olympia last year. So he isn't the biggest guy in the men's open class, nor does he have the biggest structure. But we do want to see him bring that new size that he packed on, especially in that 2023 season. Because the fact is he was able to put on a lot of size in that 2023 season, and he was really deep into his prep when he started having those digestion problems, and that forced him to quit his prep. So doing the Legion Sports means he is giving himself just one shot to qualify for 2024. So do let me know what you guys think. Is he gonna make it to the Olympia stage this year or not?
I see more improvement in the back than I do in the shoulders. But it's very, very sharp and very impressive. He looks very good.
Next up is the update of Rubiel Mosquera aka Nightzilla, who's out there in Oxygen Gym Kuwait, grinding really hard to win this Dubai Pro and make it to the Olympia stage. And if he wins that show, this is also gonna be his first pro win. So let's hear what his trainer and his coach Chris Cormier has to say about Rubiel, as he's the one helping Rubiel with his training and his posing in these final few weeks leading into Dubai Pro.
Okay, he's gonna win that damn thing.
Oh, Chris, let's not get ahead of ourselves right now.
So granted that Chris Cormier is in Rubiel's team, and of course he is supposed to say that Rubiel is gonna be the one winning that show. But all the updates that we have seen from Rubiel so far, how he is looking so round, so big, and so bubbly, and especially his conditioning looks so damn good. Rubiel does have something that other competitors like Behrouz Tabani and Nathan Diasha does not have. The freak factor, the size, and definitely the biggest legs out of all these guys. Plus, I believe we are gonna see a much better back from Rubiel this year, and probably better conditioning as well, as the guy still has another 4 weeks to go, and he is already looking extremely impressive in that regard. So that improved shoulder width that we all wanna see on him, that the judges wanna see on Rubiel, I think there will be very little improvement on Rubiel in that aspect. Because the thing is, he did not really have a proper off-season. He was scheduled to compete at the Arnold Classic, plus the New York Pro as well, so he stayed pretty much in the striking distance. But here is the thing, even if he can come back with just little improvements in that shoulder width, plus more separation and detail in his legs, he's definitely gonna be a contender to win Dubai Pro. And there is a very high likelihood that he can win Dubai Pro and get his Olympia ticket. Next up, we have 15 weeks out physique updates from Wesley Vissers. Deep lines in his quads, except for the glutes. Everything is already detailed and separated. And we have seen Wesley in a great condition throughout his off-season, even at the peak point when he was weighing 280 pounds. Yes, that's right. Wesley is the heaviest guy in classic physique, especially when it comes to his off-season. And even at that point, he was in a superb condition. And just for the comparison, the champ Chris Bumstead went up to 265 pounds. And I think these two guys have an inch of height difference, with Wesley being taller than C-Bomb. So Wesley Vissers has become the hottest names in classic physique category, especially after winning this year's both Arnolds. And this is the very first time Chris is gonna battle it out with a guy who is taller than him and who is arguably bigger than him. So looking at the condition of Wesley and how focused he has been throughout this prep, and how determined he has been after winning this year's Arnold to bring an even better package at the Olympia stage. Plus the fact that Wesley still has 3 more pounds of cushion, and that was after this year's Arnold, meaning he had more room to improve. I think this might very well be his best look ever. So his upper body is just perfect with those crazy round striated shoulders, big arms, chest, and the judges want to see more depth and detail in his hamstrings. So if he can do that, he is legit gonna be an Olympia title contender. So classic physique Olympia this year is gonna be absolutely lit. Lastly, we have an update of Jon De La Rosa. So looking at the progress that Jon has made, getting that Olympia qualification should not be an issue for him. So who out of the top 10 from last year's Mr. Olympia have not qualified yet? That's only Hunter Labrada and Andrew Jack. And you guys will be surprised that the 3 guys who were in the top 10 last year, they aren't doing the Olympia this year. And that's Regan Grimes, Charles Griffin, and Michael Crizo. So Hunter is doing Italy Pro. Andrew Jack, on the other hand, is doing Texas Pro. So that means these 2 upcoming shows, Tampa Pro and Chicago, they are very much in reach for Jon De La Rosa. And he can most probably win these both shows. And I have to say that Arnold Classic Ohio look of Jon, that is gonna be pretty damn hard to beat. And now that Jon has added more size on his frame, he's gonna be even more dangerous than that. So it has been a few years since Jon has stepped on the Olympia stage. I believe 2019 was the last time he was on the biggest stage in bodybuilding. But it seems like he's gonna be back on that stage in 2024. So looking forward to see his new and improved package on the stage in these upcoming qualifiers. Now on a side note, it's just speculation that Jon is doing Tampa, as there hasn't been any official word from him. So let's see what show he goes for next. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.